a bit of pace as well before the yellow flag came out.
I think Will Hardeman's pretty hungry as well.
I think he is, Jeremy. He's moving around a lot behind Trenton Estep.
Lapped car number 44 car there, third in line. He is a lap down.
And we're waiting for the green. Green's not out yet. The green isn't out yet, and now it's out, and there was passing before the green flag came out there. Now that could be problems for those guys further down, but it's such a difficult thing to do when you can see the leading pair getting away. Edson and Imperato. Well, Edson did have Imperato covered there. Hardeman went through with Estep right on his tailpipe pipes, and Hardeman has gone through and passed Estep on the restart, but here comes Estep round the outside. I wonder if Hardeman's going to give that back.
Yeah, I think he is doing right here. Coming off turn 3, I think you're right, John. I think it's been told by
I don't know.
by John Moore there to give that position back. He's not going to get it easy.
He's got to be careful because he doesn't want to lose 3 or 4 places, because Landy, Fergus and Snow are right there as well.
Exactly.
Always the difficulty with that restitution ID. Yeah, it's exactly what he's done, Jeremy. He's done very well there. He matched the speed of Trenton Estep coming down the hill towards 5, and then just dropped in behind him. And I think he's done that to try and avoid a penalty.
And then we saw at Lime Rock with a couple of instances where the people giving positions back, and they're still getting the penalty as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Well, the green flag was not thrown until the leaders came over the top of the rise, and coming up the rise there was passing going on of lapped cars and indeed of cars that they were racing against. 63 Snow, red front, white rear, and he is right in behind Corey Fergus at the moment with that dark red front end of the Most Speed car.
Yeah, so burgundy coloured, similar colours. Yeah, it's a very sharp colour, isn't it, on that car of Corey Fergus.
Man, how do you see anything if you're right in behind? And you've got to be right in behind to try and get the run. They do cause a hole in the air, these cars, so there will be a bit of drafting, a bit of aerodynamic effect.
Byers Imports car machine of Corey Fergus. He had a big event with Byers Imports at Columbus, his home track last weekend, actually, over the IndyCar weekend at Mid-Ohio, only about an hour's drive away. And Corey had a lot of people, a lot of interest in the car, in the series, in what Corey is doing. And having had his first win in this championship at Circuit of the Americas a month or so ago, he's now very much considered as one of the leading contenders.
At the moment, though, sitting only in 6th position in that 0-0, up over the rise for the end of the 14th lap. 2.5 seconds. Jake Edson. Now let's have a look at this start again, Jeremy. No green flag yet. Well, Estep and Hardeman went by the lapped car long before the green flag came out.
That's right. The overall leader accelerated, but the lapped car didn't. So he was kind of the guys behind him were thinking, come on, let's get going, let's get going, let's get going. And they did get going, but you're not allowed to overtake anybody before the green flag is shown. So it was unfortunate for them. They were trapped behind a lap car, but you've still got to play by the rules.
Yeah. Who was that? Who's the first? Was that?
The 44 car.
It was, yeah. Palmer. Greg Palmer.
Palmer from Wisconsin, who had a spin this morning, actually.
He's had one in this race as well.
Oops.
As you spoke. As the words were coming out of your mouth. Exactly the same place that he had the revolution this morning. Yeah. He's just down at the bottom of the hill at turn 3. Not really under challenge from anybody because he is a lap off the leg. Might have been a better idea for him to pull into the pit lane on the restart and just let everybody get out of the way. But he's running his own race. There's no criticism implied there. I was just sort of putting that out there. 4 minutes to go then. Edson by 4.5 seconds. The 24 car leads Anthony Imperato in the 91, but he cannot break the toe to Trenton Estep now in 3rd. just a second further back, continuing to battle Hardiman, Landy, Fergus, Snow.
Estep made up a lot of ground on this lap, actually, over Anthony Imperato, because Jake Edson is pulling away at the front now, but Imperato, as he was in the previous segment, now becoming under pressure, having made an escape at the initial restart then. Now, Trenton Estep is hauling closer to that second place machine of Anthony Imperato.
Fantastic last lap by Jake Edson, 2 minutes 30. He's 3 seconds ahead of the next best driver, which is Imperato in second. This time another 2:30.3, 2:32.5. Estep 2:31.4, and he is closing in. Meantime, CJ Wilson just coming through the carousel. Front left tyre looks like it's been in contact with something, showing a little bit of white wall at the moment, which I wasn't expecting to see on the Yokohama. So that would suggest to me that he's had a close encounter of the tyre wall kind. And where was that? It must have been when he came. Oh, he's already had that down into that's turn 8, isn't it, at the bottom of the Hurry Downs?
Taking that corner like a sprint car.
Interesting.
Backwards, almost. Completely sideways, certainly.
That's your ice driving coming back again, isn't it? Pitch it so sideways that you're looking out of the rear quarter light to see the apex of the corner.
It's been an eventful day for CJ Wilson.
Bit of a battle here, and the 43 car is under threat. That's Mark Gavame with Keimer and Victor Gomez the fourth, right in his wheel tracks, right in his spray. Well, that was why Keimer was pulling out. That is the battle for 10th position. Roman De Angelis is in 9th and leads the gold category. Edson, Imperato, Estep, Hardiman. 10 seconds between the top 4 now, but only half a second between second and third. Imperato and Estep have really closed in. Edson, with just a minute and a half to go, is 8 seconds to the good, and he's just got to literally keep it on the island now.
And more than 2.5 seconds quicker in that middle sector, Jake Edson, than everybody else. Masterful drive by the youngster from Loveland, Colorado. Racing for Children entry. You can see all the handprints all over the cars. That was a deal that they struck up for at Barber Motorsports Park earlier in the season and carried on for here. This will be the white flag for Jake Edson. 1 4-mile lap to go for the youngster.
And he goes through, and then we'll wait about 8.5 seconds for second and third. Imperato goes through, and it's just 3/10 between him and Estep having a look down the inside as they go into the first corner. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Meantime, Roman De Angelis is leading in that green and black car, the 78, leading the gold category. Fred Keimer is now behind him, but 14 seconds behind him. And Estep battling then with Imperato. He had a little look down towards turn 3. Oh, off! Oh, it's Snow! Just capping an awful run for the youngster. And Snow off the road again and will lose more positions. He's dropped down behind the Gold Cup leaders. The battle is for the second step on the podium at the moment. Imperato has got his close companion right there. Oh, he's gone through. The 3's gone through. Estep. The competition was right there in the wheel tracks of Imperato. Fair driving by both, though. Trenton Estep positioned himself early going down into turn 5. Got to the left-hand side of the road. And really, at that point, once he had position in the JDX racing car, he knew he had the apex of the corner. It was just a question of sensible use of the throttle on exit and not losing the back end. That was perfect. And Estep, who for me, other than our leader, this has been the driver of the race. He's paced himself perfectly and clearly has plenty of grip left in his Yokohama tyres. Half a lap to go now. Edson untroubled before or after the safety car, Jeremy?
Indeed so, yeah. It's been a masterful performance by Jake Edson, and he is going to bring home what looks like yet another win. This will be his 5th win of the season, and that's exactly what he needs. I mean, he's well out in front of the championship already, and this is going to add to that championship lead.
Just one right-handed corner. Get your braking point right. Doesn't even go to the extremes of the circuit. He'll stay off the curbs. He'll not want to be on those painted yellow and red areas. He's in the middle of the road. He comes up the hill. He's short shifting. He's not pushing the 4-litre flat six too hard. The checkered flag is out, and Edson wins the Watkins Glen round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge by Yokohama, which is here at Road America. Yeah, and it is slightly confusing. Second, Trenton Estep has pulled out a second and a half on just half a lap from Imperato. So Estep was the man with the pace at the end of the race. Imperato will get his podium finish ahead of Will Hardiman, who just couldn't get back up to those leading trio. Ferguson fifth, then Sebastian Landy. Andrew Long with his best lap of the race on the last lap will net him 7th position. 8th overall, Roman De Angelis in the GT3 Gold Class winner, the 78 car. McKay Snow finishes 9th, 8th in class. 10th overall, Fred Keimer, 2nd in the gold category, so that's important championship points for him.
Yeah, he will maintain that championship lead at least going until tomorrow.
Best of the Masters in platinum, Mark Kavame in 11th. Best of the